We've got Katie Morris who's joining us with a look at 7 Eyewitness News headlines. Katie, what do you think? Finish that sentence. You'll know this is truly over when?
Well, I would say the first part is when everybody's back in the studio with me in the morning, because it's been just me. We've been doing the social distancing. Aaron's at home, Ed's been at home, so I'll know that then. And then I would also say when I finally get to hug my parents and my in-laws again, because we miss them. You know, you can talk on the phone, you can FaceTime, but you do just kind of miss getting together with people.
It's that physical touch. The hugging, the kissing, the squeezing with the kids. You know, you miss all that.
I will say I did a Zoom happy hour with my friends the other day, though, because it was our one girlfriend's birthday. So we all got together on Zoom and we're waving to her and saying happy birthday.
That's
so
fun.
That was another option.
All right. So with that, you might as well just launch right into where we are with this thing now.
Okay. Well, let's start by looking at a really interesting story that's actually coming out of Buffalo here, because at Roswell Park, they're actually starting this potentially promising clinical trial. They're looking at this new drug. It could help people recover a little bit more quickly, and it can maybe also reduce the number of people who have to be put on ventilators. So it's this anti-inflammatory drug. They are starting this trial for it today. It would be able to help. We're talking severely ill patients here. They weren't able to give us too many details because, of course, patient confidentiality. But they did mention that it would be for patients who are potentially in the late stage of coronavirus, and they are going to be testing this. And it would be people whose immune systems are overworked while they're trying to fight this virus. So they're hoping that it will have some good effects here, and they might be able to use this drug for a lot of other people. As far as numbers go, we did get new numbers. Again, of course, we're getting them every day. We don't know what time Governor Cuomo is going to be doing his address. I haven't heard that yet today. As soon as I do, I'll put it on Twitter, put it on Facebook for you. But so far, New York State has done more than 220,000 tests all across the state. That is a lot of tests. And that is part of the reason why we do have these really high numbers. We have more than 83,000 people who are positive cases across the state. Hospitalized, we have 12,000. That's across the state. We know most of them right now are downstate. In perspective, in Erie County in Western New York, about 700 patients. In Erie County, we know 81 people have actively recovered. We know this, so we are seeing people recover, which I know is good to hear. You know, it might be a smaller number, but it is good to hear because we are seeing that. And we do know 12 people have died, but these numbers are going to continue to grow. Mark Poloncarz did say, though, the rate was slowing down a little bit here. He thinks it's at social distancing that's really helping. We are doing what we need to do, and I'm just so happy and so proud that we are serious about this, because you can really see the difference when those numbers at that rate start to slow a little bit. But you don't lose your vigilance on this, because these next 2 weeks are going to be really critical. Now, Katie, it's interesting because everybody may be wondering what we're doing here that is resonating not only in Western New York, but spreading out to help others. Well, it's a local company making ventilators right here in Western New York. Here's 7 Eyewitness News reporter Rebecca Thornburg with that story.
Pushing air in and out.
Really using the ventilator to rest our patients' lungs. So they are very sick. The lungs are compromised. We would put them on a ventilator so they can rest and hopefully get stronger and stronger.
Respiratory specialist Shaylee Green witnesses how ventilators save lives every day. Now, these vital pieces of technology are needed more than ever.
It's all something that no one was really prepared for.
Providing all sorts of medical equipment, from sleep apnea machines to walkers. Respiratory Services of Western New York is a home care company that provides at-home respiratory care for patients in the upstate and Western New York regions. Owner Michael McCarthy says he started preparing a month ago to get as many ventilators as possible to area hospitals.
I do my best to find them for them. Talk to other states that haven't had this happen yet, the big wave like we're going into right now. So we're trying to get other ventilators from other areas to hopefully get here, and then when it happens, return the favor to them.
McCarthy says he has given 157 ventilators to hospitals across Western and Central New York and is working to get more. His staff is still making house calls for their patients with respiratory needs. McCarthy says he is asking patients to return any extra ventilators they have.
For the people that do have second ventilators that are using them for travel that are not getting out right now, to see if it would be possible to take them back and utilize them for the hospitals.
These machines cost $8,000 to $10,000. McCarthy says he knows manufacturers that are making more, but doesn't have a timeline of when they will be ready because of the high demand. In Cheektowaga, Rebecca Thornburg, 7 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Rebecca. And I heard from President Trump that these are mostly made in China. Maybe this will start an industry back here in the States to create these kinds of machines so we have this kind of stuff without having to wait for it to come halfway across the world.
And you know, just so poignant too to hear him say, maybe you have one that you travel with. Could you bring it back so we can get it to the hospitals?
Yeah, amazing. All right, everybody. Well, it's good news to pass on to everyone.
Yeah.
Listen, we want to wish a very happy birthday to a very special lady, Yvette Phillips, who you will remember. That's who I met when we went to her house on Christmas Eve because she was feeding so many people. She's the founder of We Are Buffalo Strong, the organization that meets a couple times a month, and she feeds hundreds. Anyway, and she also created that great music video that we've played for you. So happy birthday to Yvette. You are the epitome of being Buffalo strong.
Love it.
Absolutely. All right, listen, everybody, when we come back, it's not too soon to start gardening. Gardening expert Melinda Myers has some tips for getting out into the garden, so stay with us.